What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode here at White Eye Sports. Today, for the first time in a long time, we have a full cast and crew. I don't remember the last. I mean, it's been at least a year.
2 years.
No, it hasn't been 2 years.
No, I think it's been. I think
Riley
it's
was
been
on
2
the
years.
show last season.
Yeah, but I think me and Spoon had
Oh
we were-
yeah, you had your situation going on at the end of last year.
yeah.
Oh god. So yeah,
It's been a
may
while.
It
It's
may
been a
be
while.
since like before, not this offseason, but last offseason that we had a full cast,
Full
for the show.
panel.
Full panel. All right. Well, we're gonna get into everything week 10. We're gonna break down each game. We're gonna go over each game. We're gonna give our thoughts. We're gonna give our prayers for each game. Some of us need that more than others. Dalt, you said last week before we got into this week that you were just thankful for a bye. How was the bye?
It was great. Actually, no. Real quick, just want to say, rest in peace, Marshawn Nealand. That was a real
terrible
tragedy.
situation.
Not sure entirely what happened.
Lots of speculation at this point.
Yeah. So I don't want to speculate too much on it.
Yeah, no,
because I don't know, but it does suck. A lot of the team and a lot of the organization has come out and put their support out for his family and stuff like that. So just kind of wanted to say rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, with that, let's get into things. We had Thursday Night Football, Raiders at Broncos. What a terrible, terrible way to start the week. Oh my God. And I shared this with you guys in the chat. As we all know, I'm not a huge Bo Nix fan, but I don't hate the guy. I don't have a disdain for his life. I hate Sean Payton. I have a disdain for him.
I think you do hate
Sean
Bo Nix.
Payton. I don't. I hate Sean Payton. But my X timeline waking up on Friday morning was nothing but Bo Nix slander.
That's your algorithm, brother.
Dude, I don't know.
The algorithm knows what you want and what you like and what you engage with. So it's sending you all that Bo Nix hate, and you're like,
dude,
retweet, like.
I was blown away. He did not play well. He did not play well. Nonetheless, he was very bad on Thursday night against a division rival, which you know how I feel about division games. I'm not going to judge somebody's end all be all off a division game. I'm gonna let him have a hall pass on that. But yeah, Denver gets the win in a late terrible game. So anybody got thoughts? Anything they want to say?
I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that game. I was definitely expecting much more from Denver.
Yeah.
They seem to be really inconsistent. And it's also really frustrating as a Dallas fan because like you watch these teams put up so many points against Dallas and then they play somebody next and then they just like they didn't just put up 40 points on somebody.
Yeah.
Like how are you having trouble against the Raiders right now?
Yeah.
So
Riley Spoon?
I got to say, after the Bears beat the Cowboys, they won the next week. So they must just be the difference maker here.
I think the difference maker there is a schedule, bud.
Oh, but
Spoon?
No thoughts.
No thoughts on the Raiders Broncos game. All right.
No.
Colts Falcons. Me and Spoon were live during that game, and Riley, you didn't join us Sunday morning. We were live during that game. We so most of our thoughts were told during that game live. Dalt, Riley, you guys got any thoughts on that?
I thought it was a crazy game, especially going on in Berlin.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fun game to start our Sunday out on.
It was a great way to start the Sunday.
I did see something funny. So I guess is it Shane Steichen, the head coach for the Colts?
Yeah.
It was on Twitter. He was going around to World War II vets, thanking them for their service, all that stuff. And since the game was going on in Berlin, the top comment was, which side were they fighting for?
Jesus Christ.
That just kind of cracked me up a little bit.
Dalt, anything?
I didn't get to watch that game, unfortunately. I was not
Yeah.
super
Your schedule.
super. Yeah, I was not
Yeah.
super present for this Sunday. Unfortunately, I watched. I didn't even get to watch the Lions Commanders game, which sucked. I wanted to watch that game. But actually, no, that's a lie. I think I remember I tuned in to Cardinals Seahawks, Rams 49ers, and Lions Commanders, that mid slate of games.
Yeah, midday.
And it was just, they all three, I mean, Seahawks, Rams, and Lions just ran out in front very early. It was like 14-0, 21-0, 35-0. So
yeah, no, the
I
Seahawks are looking crazy right now.
caught a little bit of that.
I got a crazy take when it comes around to the Hawks. I got a crazy take you guys are going to want to hear.
Man, shout out Brian Dable getting
Shout
fired.
out sitting on your motherfucking couch.
So this is another. I want to say the last 3 times the Bears have played the Giants, they have fired their head coach after.
Yeah, they're like, we lost to the Bears, gone.
Yeah. Yep, you're out of here.
Also, Brian Daboll has never beaten the Dallas Cowboys. Just want to say that.
And that's kind of crazy to me. Like, I like Daboll.
I think he's. I've gone on this tangent before, Riley. You should hate Brian Daboll. Daboll is like the biggest coattail rider of all time. He gets credit for Josh Allen being Josh Allen with zero of anything to do with it. The reason he got the job in New York is because they thought he was responsible for turning Josh Allen into what he is, which we all know is not the case.
He's responsible for turning Daniel Jones into what he was. Because look at him now.
Yes, he was literally holding him back with everything he had.
They had 1 year where they went to the playoffs and everybody's like, oh my God, is Daniel Jones and the Giants, are they good? And then they had 2, 3
then they're like, oh, no,
garbage years. And they're like, oh yeah, no, they're not at all. They suck. And then Daniel Jones left and everyone's like, what's Daniel Jones going to do? Oh, I don't know. Lead the Colts to 7-2, 8-2 right now.
All right. Saints, Panthers. Saints get a surprising win. A team that we thought would have 0 wins gets 2. Hey, good for them. Good for them. Gets a division win.
Yeah.
I think we said, I went back and watched the video when we predicted this game in the offseason, and we said if there was a win that they were going to get, this could easily be one of them because it was a division game against a bad team. So if there was a win, this was one of the ones we expected. I don't think anybody has anything they want to say about Saints Panthers, right? No, okay, cool.
No.
Riley, if you talk about this game, just sit up a little bit, just because your camera cuts out when you get too far back. Just so they know you're going to have some stuff to say about this game. Giants, Bears. This was a crazy game. I am very much in the clubhouse of Jackson Dart can be good. Jackson Dart can be a Bo Nix level quarterback easily. Like, I think that's about his mid-range, not his ceiling, but his mid-range. His floor is like a Kenny Pickett type player, and his ceiling is well above that. And it will depend on who they bring in to work with him and do all these things. So generally speaking, when you fire a coach, you usually go the opposite way with the next one, which would mean they would bring in a defensive coach, which I think would be really dumb for them to have a first-round pick quarterback, then go bring in a defensive coach the next year. I think that'd be idiotic. This game for the Bears was a huge claw back into this. It was a good gutsy win for them. My only tick on it is that it was a gutsy win against the Giants, and they needed a gutsy win against the Giants. They have Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland not so much, Green Bay again, the Niners, and the Lions all left on their schedule. Out of those 7 tough games, I could see them losing 5. So that puts them at 8 losses. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? I want to give you the floor first.
So I definitely agree. The hardest part of our schedule is coming up. We're going to find out real quick whether we're as good as I think we are, whether we're a playoff team or not. For those of you who didn't watch the game, Caleb played really well. I've seen conflicting reports. People are saying there were 9 drops in the game. Other people were saying there were 7. A lot of them were coming on key downs, third medium, fourth down. And it was so windy at the game, neither team was really taking long field. So as soon as they crossed the 50, they were going for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, he looked good.
Yeah, what happened? Because I saw Russell Wilson was in at the end of that game.
Concussion.
Yeah. Looking at
Wait.
it, I think he was out cold.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And it reminded me a lot of Teddy Bridgewater got knocked out in a game,
Yeah.
if you remember that. And it wasn't that style of hit, but it was that style of body movement, and it was like, ooh.
Yeah. And, there was a touchdown that was dropped. We went down 10 points. But I kind of need to go on a little rant here.
Go for it.
Because I am tired of the national media talking about his body language. He, by far, plays his best football in the fourth quarter. It's not affecting his play. He's a young kid. Is it a little bit annoying? Yes. Can he be a little bit fruity? Possibly.
Not possibly, bud. Riley, he was credited via the NFL, Pro Football Focus. The Bears credited 5 drops and a 20% drop percentage.
Okay.
So he had 5 official drops, a batted, and a hit is thrown.
And my biggest complaint of Caleb Williams of that game is he was throwing lasers in 20-degree weather. Now, you're paid millions to catch the ball, but, I mean, the only one who seemed to not be affected by the cold was Caleb Williams. He was throwing lasers all game.
Yeah, and that's if I may, that's kind of expected of quarterbacks in cold weather. You lose that touch on the ball. You can't really, your hands are cold. You can't really float it very well. You got to, so strong on quarterbacks, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allen, they kind of thrive in that really harsh weather because they can just bucket the ball in there.
And 2 weeks ago, the Bears signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, hate him.
I'm fairly certain he is leading the team in sacks through the last 2 games. He has 3 in 2 games, which I love. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the game.
Yeah. Spoon, Dole, you're muted, but I got what you're saying.
Didn't catch it.
Spoon, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say, holy crap, Vegas. The spread was 4.5. So if you would have picked the Bears, you would have lost by half a point. The under over or the total was 44.5. So you would have lost that by half a point.
Yeah. It was a lot of close stuff this week.
Yeah. The game itself, though, I said the Bears were gonna struggle a little bit. They did struggle. They came out with a win, though, so good for them.
Yeah.
But
I will say that the Bears, to just spend a second on the Bears, because they are 6-3. I think they're the biggest surprise outside of the Colts to be winning as much as they are right now. I really, really, and this is not like as a Minnesota fan or anything like this, it's just football. They run the ball really well. Caleb is very up and down at times. We all know he has the potential. Like yesterday's a prime example of like the box score doesn't tell it all. Like he played well, and I agree with that. He had an 80 passer rating. Like that's not reflective of how he played. He played much better than an 80 passer rating. 80 passer rating is like, a second string backup quarterback that is being asked to win you a game. Like it's just not what you want in a game. But I don't think that's how he played. The offense had for the 5th consecutive week had a positive expected points, which was really good to see for the Bears. But like I said earlier, the one thing that does really worry me about this team and their potential for the future is that they had to have a comeback, claw back into it, gutsy win against a Giants team who has struggled with no Scatterboo, and they had to do it without them having Jackson Dart in the game. Because the Giants were a different team after Dart left that game. Offensively, a different team, not defensively. after Dart left that game. And I'm not saying the Bears don't deserve to win. I'm not saying they shouldn't have won or anything like that. I'm just saying that against a Pittsburgh, Minnesota in Minnesota this week's going to be a tough game for them. I'm not saying they can't win it because I don't know which team I'm getting this week. So if we get the team that showed up last week, you guys will absolutely win. Philly at Philly, Green Bay at Green Bay, San Fran at San Fran, Detroit coming to you, but still, those are all 5 like games. Green Bay in Chicago, you probably win that one. If for you it really sucks because you need the Minnesota schedule to be flipped. You really needed to have that one at the beginning of the season.
But the biggest thing since we've gotten Ben Johnson is whether it's looked good or not, we are winning the games that you expect the Bears to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. The Bears are gonna put up 25 to 28 points this week. I bet. I have no doubts about that, and it'll be if the Vikings can put up 30.
Yeah, and the Bears' defense is not good. I mean, it's very.
Yeah, no. I was talking about the offense's expected points. The defense's expected points. They've had a couple good games. They had the week 1 against JJ McCarthy, and that was basically just the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
They had the Dallas Cowboys game where they were 0.59, so basically neutral. And then they had the Saints game where they were a touchdown. So, like, every other game, we're talking -32, -2, -7, -15, -20. Even last week, they were a -2 again. Yeah. And while they did manage to win both -2 games, it was the Raiders and the Giants that they were -2 against. Like, these are bad, and the Giants had Russell Wilson for half the game, or a third of the game.
Part of that is we are just really missing Jalen Johnson and Tyler Gordon.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it helps to have all-world cornerbacks.
Yes. I came into the season expecting to have one of the better secondaries in the league.
Yeah.
My only concern was the D-line, and then they both get hurt. And Tyreek Stevenson, he's okay, but he's
not a number 1.
Yeah, he shouldn't be covering number 1, and that's what he's being forced to do.
Yeah. All right. We've spent a lot of time on that game. We'll move on here. Houston claws back. Davis Mills gets a win against Jacksonville. Crazy.
Davis Mills.
Yeah, bro. Riley said we don't know him. I said we know him. That's our man. That's our bro, man. That's our guy. That's our guy. Okay. Davis Mills. I follow him on Instagram. We're home. We're bros. It's cool. It's a thing. Yeah, no, crazy win, crazy good game. That's a like standard backups first game, crazy stuff going on, down big, comeback, crazy game, good game.
Yep.
Any thoughts, anybody?
Yeah, I just caught the end of it. But you pretty much said everything.
I actually did not catch the end of it. I kind of gave up on this game after it was 29-10 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, they had a crazy comeback, finished off by a Davis Mills Superman dive for the pylon. Crazy.
I think whenever I looked back at this game, I was like, "What the heck? It's a 1-possession game with 2 minutes left. Like what?"
Yeah. Unfortunately, Miami and Buffalo.
Ooh.
What is Miami? Miami? What are you?
Nothing. They are nothing. The Bills are my thing here. It's less about what is Miami, what is Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo has now lost to Miami by like a lot. They have lost to New England, so that makes them 2-2 in their own division.
I was about to say, to be fair, those are both division games.
Yeah, 2-2 in their own division, but you got New England over there. You can't be messing around with division losses to Miami and did they lose? No, to New England. They lost to New England. But you go out and get dominated in prime time by the Falcons. Then you come out and get dominated by a division rival in Miami. Like, those are inexcusable losses. Then you pile that on with the fact that they did beat the Chiefs, but that's their only good win. You have Carolina, you have the Saints, you have the Dolphins and Jets, and the Ravens week 1 is a good win. I'll give them that, actually. So you have 2 good wins, 2 really bad losses, and 2 of them are division loss and 2 total division losses. This is not a good start for Buffalo. As far as like what's the worst thing we could have for Buffalo, aside from them going like 0-6 or something crazy like that, in the realm of realism, this is pretty much as bad as they could start. They play
the Bucks. They play the Bucks next week.
They play the Bucks, then they go to Houston, the best defense in the NFL right now, then to Pittsburgh, a tough game that's going to be played in cold weather. Then you have the Bengals coming to town. Joe Burrow could be back by that point. And then you have at New England again, at Cleveland. We know what their defense is at home. The Eagles come into town, and then you finish with the Jets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tough games out of 8. If Joe Burrow plays, it's 7. If he doesn't, it's 6. But still, minimum 6 tough games, and let's say you lose, 4 of those, then you're at 7. You're at 10-7. That's not winning your division. That's not getting you home field advantage. And as we've seen throughout his career, if you don't give Josh Allen home field advantage in the playoffs, he's probably going to Arrowhead, and that's not going to play out well. So this Bills team needs to tick it up.
And then you look at the Patriots' upcoming schedule, and it doesn't look very difficult at all.
Oh my God, it's going to be the Patriots. I'm going to say it right now, Patriots or Broncos will be the 1 seed in the AFC. Go look at the Broncos' schedule. Like they have a bad quarterback, but they are a great team. Like overall, they are a great team, and they are good enough to win with Bo Nix. Like, don't get me wrong, Bo Nix isn't like the worst quarterback in the NFL, but
they play the Chiefs twice and the Chargers and the Packers. Those will be some tough games. But besides that, Commanders, Raiders, Jags.
They're good enough to beat the Chiefs once. Absolutely good enough to beat the Chiefs once. They're good. They are better than the Packers. Period. Like, I love this. Whenever Jordan Love went on the 20-for-20 streak against the Steelers, if you guys remember that a few weeks ago, I remember listening to the broadcast, and they were like, I don't know what stops this team from winning the Super Bowl. And I remember the next day on my feed, it was just a bunch of like that clipped and then Jordan Love pictures. And I was like, dude, this is the same thing we do every year. Jordan Love has 3 good games, and everybody goes, oh, they found their next All-Pro MVP. The Packers did it again. And then he does this, and then he has a good game. Like, yep, there he is. See, we told you. We told you about him. We told you. Like, it makes me so mad. Nobody gets less scrutiny for being bad than Jordan Love.
I'm all here for it. I'm all here for any Green Bay slander.
I know you are, but that's less Vikings fan in me and more media in me. Like, for example, I've talked to Riley about this in the past. I hate it because Green Bay and Chicago are like the darlings of the NFC. Like, they're like the babies, because Chicago's the biggest single team market in the country. So the media is always pretty pro Chicago. And like Adam Rank literally only has a job because he sucks off the Bears. Like, right, and Riley, you can't even argue that, because that's like the truth.
No,
he just goes on. He like goes on NFL Network at the beginning of the season and goes, yeah, they're going 17-0. And then he comes in midway through the season and goes, it's okay, Chicago, we got this. And those are the only 2 times you hear.
I remember like a couple seasons ago, he came on and he was like, yeah, this is going to be a 12-win team. More like a 12-loss team.
Yeah. No, there's at least one Bears fan. You got Adam Rank, Danny Parkins, and Peter Schrager. You've got about one Bears fan on every
network has like their staple Bears fan to like bring in the city of Chicago for like news market. And I'm not saying that they can't be harsh on Chicago, because they definitely can. But Green Bay is the opposite. They don't get as much national coverage all the time, but there is never negativity coming out of Green Bay. It is always, what can the Packers do to be better, not why are the Packers bad? And to be fair, the Packers haven't been bad a whole lot.
Before we get to the Packers, Ravens-Vikings.
Yeah. Do you want me to just sit here and be quiet and let you guys talk, or like what?
No, I mean I
want to curl up in a corner and cry right now, man.
I didn't get to watch this game. I caught the tail end of it. I caught that last touchdown, and then was watching it from there.
So I actually, as I do every week, I went through and charted all of JJ McCarthy's throws, as I do every week. I do it to see his progression and see, like, am I wrong? Is he able to be an NFL quarterback? Because I want to hold myself accountable for my takes, right? Like, if I start watching the film and he's missing wide open guys, I don't want to sit here and be like, well, he played okay. Like, I want to be realistic about it. And he did not play Josh Allen level football. He did not play Kenny Pickett level football. He struggled. He missed, about, I would say he missed 7 or 8 throws in the game, but he threw 40 throws. There were a lot of just bad plays by the Vikings. The Vikings gave this game away. I was talking about it. Did you get in the chat earlier when I was talking about it, Dalt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they had a NFL record 8 false start penalties at home. Do you know how hard it is to false start at home? Most teams get like 1 a game on average. The Vikings did it 8 times. Okay? 8 times. On 25 of J.J. McCarthy's 42 dropbacks, they were behind the sticks because of penalties. Not because of plays, not because of play calling, because they had a penalty of some sort that moved them back. It was insane how badly the team played. J.J. McCarthy had a bad interception where he missed a safety. He thought he could squeeze it into a window, and he couldn't, and the safety made a crazy... I don't know if you saw it. Malachi Starks made, J.J. McCarthy tries to throw a corner route, and Malachi Starks comes streaking across the field, jumps up over Justin Jefferson for an interception. It was crazy. It was a good play, but it was also a bad throw. It was also a bad throw, in my opinion. The other interception he had Justin Jefferson, 3rd and 1, man coverage, and he throws up the go ball for Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson gets his feet tangled up and falls mid-play, and the ball floats right into the defender's hands. I don't blame McCarthy for that. We had 2 more fumbles and 2 turnover on downs because Kevin O'Connell's play calling was not exactly what I wanted it to be on 4th down, unfortunately.
Did JJ only have 1 interception?
He had 2, but one of them was Justin Jefferson falling down while the ball was in the air. So I don't put that one on J.J. McCarthy. That was literally them running downfield, Justin Jefferson looking up for the ball, their feet got tangled, and he fell. Oh,
yeah, I saw that. That's the Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah. The Malachi Starks interception was just a good play by the defender in an over-eager throw by JJ. And there were 6 or 7 throws that he just missed. He straight up missed, either made the wrong read, the ball came up short, the ball sailed high. And I'm not dogging him for that. That's something that can be fixed. He got overamped, whatever. That happens to every quarterback in NFL games. He played well. The defense played well for the most part. The defense held them to field goals in the first half. I think they had 4 field goals in the first half. And the defense was playing great. But you can only ask the defense to hold up so many times against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Eventually they're going to score, and they did. And I don't know, did you guys see the end of that game? J.J. McCarthy had an amazing play to save them in that game. He was wrapped up for the sack, squirts out of the sack, goes rolling out to the right, throwing back across his body to the middle of the field. Jalen Naylor catches it, and he almost drops it and catches it anyways. And then J.J. McCarthy comes back out. They get to 4th down again, and then he hits Jalen Naylor on a toe tapper in the back of the end zone for a touchdown to get them within 1 score.
Yeah,
and they didn't end up winning, but McCarthy played well. He did play well, and this team let him down. Miles Price had back-to-back kickoff return fumbles. Insane. In which Baltimore scored, right? They got the ball in the 20, they score, kickoff, fumble, they score. And it's it's absolutely there's 14 of their points right there. Or sorry, it was 10 of their points. They got a field goal on the first one, but 10 of their points right there. So, and it sucks. It is what it is. Justin Jefferson looked checked out this game. I've never really seen him this way. A lot of people have been pointed out. I've never seen him so disassociated from a football game. The interception where he fell down, he gets up and just watches him run and just kind of jogs towards him. Doesn't try to
about gets laid out.
Yeah, gets laid out. Watching him on the play, you think, oh, it's a flag. He got that's definitely he's not trying because that's obviously a flag. And then you watch the playback and he tripped, and you're like, why are you not hustling over there to get the tackle? What are you doing? And there were the Malachi Starks interception. Personally, I believe Justin Jefferson should make a play on that ball. You're the best quarterback in the world, and because Malachi Starks
watched it, JJ looked like he was a cornerback.
He goes
he wasn't
this.
even. Yeah, he wasn't even
he
really
like
looking for
shrugs
the ball.
away from Malachi Starks in the air, and I'm like, you gotta go. I don't care. You go up for that. Like, you're the best receiver in the world. You go up for that ball. And so I believe that JJ McCarthy definitely didn't play all-pro level football. He definitely made mistakes. This team played awful and was still within one score. I believe they can rattle off wins if they get their together. But if they're going to play like that, we're on to next season. Like, this is a non-conversation. I don't care how well JJ McCarthy plays. He could play Josh Allen ball. He's not winning football games with that team. So that's my full and final thoughts on the Vikings-Ravens game. This does pretty much put a nail in the coffin of the season, though. Have you guys seen that stat? Every time the Vikings play the Ravens, every time in the history of the NFL, we have either made the NFC Championship or fired our head coach that season.
Well, you're
Now,
not firing
I don't
Kevin
think we're
O'Connell.
firing Kevin O'Connell this season. But I do think this pretty much is the gods telling us, yeah, not going to happen this year.
You have a tough
all right.
3-game stretch too. You got Bears, Packers, Seahawks coming up.
Yeah.
2 of those on the road. Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Packers at all. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds crazy. Literally
is.
not worried at all.
All right.
Not worried, even a little bit.
Next game.
They haven't beaten us in like 3 years. Not worried, even a little. Bring it on.
Okay.
Cleveland at the Jets. We got really hung up on a couple games there. Cleveland at the Jets.
This was actually a really fun game. If
It
you
was a
watch
fun
it. For
Riley-
2 teams that are 2-7.
Yeah, Riley. You have a bet with one of our buddies about the
yes.
Jets Patriots. Would you like to remind us all what that bet is? The other two don't know. Spoon you might know. Dalton
know.
definitely doesn't.
Justin Fields is going to sweep the Patriots.
That's the bet.
Yes.
And so he has his first opportunity to play against the Patriots this Thursday night.
Yes.
And you were offered a
He is-
buyout at a 20% discount, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But I am
Do you-
not taking.
You were not. He
We're
says
riding
no
or
deal.
dying with this.
He says no deal.
The banker called and he said no deal.
He said no deal.
Justin Fields is currently undefeated against the Patriots. Now, it was only one game, but it's still on the board.
Do you just send Sap's the buddy you have the bet with? Do you send Sap that on a daily basis? Just Justin Fields is currently undefeated against the Patriots.
So my plan is, if they win the first game, I am going to, do a little Google who is the owner of the New England Patriots and then have Justin Fields. I am prepared for a win. Losing is not a possibility.
All right. Speaking of the New England Patriots, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a great game. Patriots are on a roll. I mean, they are maybe the third biggest surprise this season, right behind the Colts and the Bears. I don't
know, man. I feel like the Bears and the Patriots kind of had a little bit of like energy at the beginning of the season. People were definitely talking about the Patriots and the Bears to kind of like.
I felt like we were
maybe
talking
not-
about the Patriots.
Yeah.
honestly.
I don't feel like we were talking about them being a 3-loss football team.
I mean,
No,
2 loss. They only have 2.
I know, but the rest
Oh,
of their
you
schedule.
think they're gonna?
The
You think they're only
Jets,
gonna lose 3
the-
games?
The Jets, the Bengals without Joe Burrow, the Giants without Jackson, or maybe even with Jackson. I don't care. I think they lose that football game. They have a bye week. They play the Bills, which I'm not. They probably lose that game. That's probably the game they lose. Then they play at Baltimore. I think they're good enough to win that game. At the Jets. Sorry, Riley. And then the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, they
3,
might.
4.
I think.
I
think
didn't have them as a
realistically-
3 or a 4-loss football team. I didn't.
Re-
I had them as a 7-loss football
I
team.
was gonna say realistically, if they lose the only 2 tough games they have left, they're gonna end the season with 5 losses. They're gonna 12-5.
If they
Yeah.
lose every tough
crazy.
game, they're going 12-5. Yeah.
yeah, I had
They're-
them going about 10-7.
Yeah, I think I had them about 10-7. I had them
Yeah,
as a 10
exactly. We had them in that. Actually, I can tell you exactly what you guys had them at. Give me 2 seconds here while we
I
move
feel like
on to.
I should have had them as a 10-win team.
I think I had them either 10-7 or 12-5
We are
because that
20
division's.
years removed from the 1985 Super Bowl, Bears and Patriots. Maybe
No.
this time they
No.
looked up more
No.
than
Just
15
stop.
points.
No.
Just stop.
So, Dalt, you had them at 11-6.
Yeah.
Spoon, you had them at 7-10.
no way.
And I'm looking at it right here. I can bring it up and show you.
I thought I had him with more wins
And
than
then-
that.
I had them at 11-6, and then we as a unit had them at 10-7. So
Pretty close.
Fair.
Pretty close.
I guess I was higher on them than I thought I was. But yeah, it was
That-
about 5-6 6-7
I
losses.
didn't realize I was that low.
Stop.
He goes, stop.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, next game up here is.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the Bucks? I'm just
You want to talk about the Bucks
Hey,
losing?
It just sucks, man. You can tell that Baker's going through so many injury, or not so many, but he's definitely injured right now, and he just has that. He has that fight in him. He doesn't want to sit out. He probably needed a little more time to heal, but oh well. He's fighting through it. You can just tell he's not really playing. He's not playing very mobile at all. Yeah, and it sucks because he still outperformed Drake May.
Yeah, May hasn't had to like go on like, aside from the Buffalo game, I don't think he's had to like solo a game yet.
No.
Really that I'm aware of. I can pull up his stats real quick. It'll take 2 seconds here. He's had the most amount of yards he's had this season is 287 against the Raiders. And that was in a 13-20 loss week 1. Cleveland 282, 273, 270, 260. So he's throwing for good yardages. He's just not having to solo a game.
Right.
And even in the Buffalo game, he didn't have a touchdown or an interception. So like he wasn't like it was all him, right? It was a 23-20 game where he wasn't responsible for any of the scores. Now he was responsible for moving the ball. Don't get me wrong. There's that infamous throw of him rolling out to the right, throwing left out of bounds, like the great plays all over the place. And he's at he beat New Orleans with 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He is playing absolute great ball. He has all but 2 games or over 100 passer rating this season. He's top 5 for MVP right now. All the good things. It's just I haven't seen him have to, hey, the whole team is playing like garbage. Please go win us this football game. So,
Yeah.
which we've seen Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, all those guys be down, 20-10, and they say, hey, this team has put us in a hole. You need to go dig us out. And they go, okay, I got you. Like, I haven't seen that aspect of him yet. And when I do, I will be happy. It's just, we haven't seen it yet. Arizona at Seattle, absolute dog walking.
Blowout.
Yeah. Me and Spoon talked about this. It slapped. I felt the same way about this game that I did about the Buffalo Miami. Obviously, I was very right on one, very wrong on the other. So, absolute slapping. I don't think we need to cover this or the Rams Niners games. Both, but even the Detroit Commanders game.
Yep,
all 3 were
same.
44-22, 42-26, 44-22. Just absolute dog walkings. Nobody really surprised.
You would have parlayed if you would have parlayed the overs for each game. You would have hit though.
Yeah, you would have.
I do have a question. To throw
Yeah.
out. Where do you think the Cardinals stand with Kyler Murray?
That's a great question, and it is.
I think he's
It
gone.
is
I think he's gone.
so
I think he's
tough.
gone at the end of next year. I think
They-
they are overzealous on the fact that Jacoby Brissett's looking as good as he is, and I think they're gonna lean into him. I'll be surprised if Kyler Murray is not traded in this offseason.
And Brenner, this is something you may be able to look up. Can they trade him with his contract?
Give me 2 seconds. I gotta go to Spotrack.
Take some massive loss.
That's what I'm. Spotrack is loading. It usually takes a little bit of a minute here.
Because I know I don't remember exactly when they signed him, but he may be in a bit of a Deshaun Watson situation.
I don't think it's quite that bad. I'm trying to find Arizona's cap. They have 12 million going into next season. In 2025, they have the 18th most cap room, so they're okay there. Kyler, however, what? I don't see him on their cap list. He's not a free agent after this year, is he? What?
They've already traded him.
Yeah, seriously, we haven't got the notification. That would be insane. I don't know why he wasn't. All right, so after this year, so 2026, he's due $53 million again on the cap, and $57 million if they cut him. 2027, he's due $43 million against the cap, but only $7 million if they cut him. So after next year, they're good. And then between 27 and 28, they have an out. They can get rid of him. No matter what, he's on the books for $46 million after that. Against the cap, like no matter what, they have to pay him that. Which is 12% of their cap, which will suck. But they have a potential out after next season. Or no, after the 2027 season. Before that, you'd have to trade him. And then it just depends on what the other team, the Jets, are willing to do. So, I mean, I don't know. It's really tough for me on that one because you have a guy who's capable of a 5,000-yard season, right? Like he had 3,900 passing yards and 800 yards rushing in a single season. Like that's a really hard individual to just go find. But at the same time, Tua passed for 5,000 yards 2 seasons ago, and now look at him. So,
yeah.
Was it play calling? Was it the offense? What was it? Like you're surrounding him with weapons. He's not playing well. Is he hurt? And we don't know it. Like what's going on? Is he mobile and he's just not that mobile anymore because he's older? Like what's the deal? I would have to really deep dive that to give you a better answer. I do know that for all the jokes made about Kyler Murray and COD and all that, when he plays special, he plays special. Like he is good, and you just don't get it all the time, which is really weird. So for me, it's a bit of a stain. I don't think you can move forward with that guy because you know you're not going to win a Super Bowl with him. But Pittsburgh at the Chargers, crazy game. I thought for sure the Steelers were going to win this game. They were rolling. They played good. And then the Chargers, with no offensive line, still managed to win this game. Impressive win for the Chargers. This is kind of a microcosm of this season, I feel like. Two middling teams that we think, okay, yeah, we know which one's going to win now. And then the other one wins. And we're like, well, we don't know anything.
Yeah.
I feel like this Steelers team is such a question mark because they've lost 3 of the last 4. You look at that and you're just like, oh man, like that's rough. But the one win they have is the Colts.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, they actually do have a good win. And it's so.
And I think this Chargers team is a big question mark because you're like, okay, they beat the Steelers, they beat the Vikings, they
also lost to the Giants.
Yeah, they beat the Chiefs. But they lost to the Giants. They lost to the Commanders, and they lost, the Colts. But it's the Colts. I'm not blaming them for that loss. But they have bad. I mean, but I feel like that's every team this season. We keep saying this. Every team, like you're like, but they lost to this team.
Yeah.
Like usually it's like the Colts and the Chiefs, or the Bills and the Chiefs, and you're like, oh, the Bills are a really good team, and their only losses are to the Chiefs and. Whoever else is at 10 wins already.
Well,
like
I feel like most of these teams, like each year, they have like at least just one bad loss. For instance, take the Ravens last year. They had a bad loss to the Raiders at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And then they turned it around and came back. But I feel like most of these teams now, like we're sitting here like, oh, they at least have like 2 or 3 bad losses.
Yeah, every team's got like 2 or 3 well, that means they're bad losses.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't lose to that team,
personally, I do still think the Chargers are like. I still think they're good. I don't think they're
I don't think
an
they're
average
bad.
team or a bad team by any means. I think that this Chargers team they've been suffering a lot of injuries, and that's why some of these games we have like question marks, like, ooh, are they gonna?
Yeah, for sure. If they were healthy,
own?
this is a different team.
Yeah, if they were fully healthy, I think this Chargers team is like easily. They probably win in
top 5 for sure.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's just what I was saying. So
last game of the week.
Such a boring game.
Oh God,
such a boring.
I fell asleep. I legitimately fell asleep.
Slander this game. I'm sure everybody hated this game. I hate that everybody hated this game. Yeah, just too bad that everybody hated this game.
Every single time the Eagles and the Packers play each other, I have the same exact reaction before the game. I hope they both lose.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Pilot.
Tie.
10-7 ball game. Eagles, Packers had a couple opportunities late. I will say this. I was at work last night, and I was watching this game while I was working. So I was in and out. Packers get that touchdown late, and I look at my buddy, and I go, Jordan Love's about to Jordan Love this football game. And sure enough, the next play was the first play on first down of him missing the slant route like 4 yards left. Like, you can't. So I'm gonna say this: the Eagles right now I mean, raise your hand if you think they have some unstoppable defense that's going to just dog walk the league, right?
I don't think
So-
it's unstoppable, but I think their defense is pretty good.
It's a top 15 defense for sure. Like, I would give them above average, but I'm not giving them top 5. I'm certainly not outright giving them top 10. Like, they might be 10th in scoring, and that usually, to me, if you're 10 to 15 in scoring, you're top 15. You have to be top 5 in scoring consistently to be a full-blown top 10 defense. And this Eagles team is not that.
No.
You have a $220 million quarterback. It's windy outside. Is not a good enough reason to not let him throw the football. You play in Lambeau Field outdoors 9 games, 8 games a season. Not an excuse to not throw the football, in my opinion. And yeah, you have Josh Jacobs, and yeah, but he's not working. And you have a $22 million guy or $220 million guy taking the snap. Who you letting win the game? And yeah, he put him in position to win the game or to tie the game late with a field goal. I'll give him that, whatever. You cannot go out at home against a top 15 defense and put up 7 points. And now that's back-to-back weeks where the Packers have scored less than 14 points at home. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of the season, they've scored more than 14 on the Bengals, the Commanders, and the Lions week 1. They have scored less than 14 on the Browns, Carolina Panthers, and Eagles and their 3 losses this season. Like, they make it make sense for me. I'm not saying the Eagles is a bad loss for the Packers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's an inexcusable output from the offense. When you're at home and you have teams putting up 10, 16, and 13 points, you should win those games every time. That should be a 99% success rate, and they are 0-3. It's not okay. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm fucking furious right now. I am furious. And I've seen a lot of people blaming LaFleur for this. I don't blame LaFleur for this. This is, pardon me, coffee's coming up. A little heartburn. I don't blame LaFleur for this. I blame Jordan Love for this. You are on the field as the conductor of the team. You are out there working the offense. It's not like LaFleur was running, dive on 1st and 15 and it just wasn't working. Like, what are you doing? No, he's giving them opportunities. Jordan Love just isn't hitting them. And it's completely inexcusable. I don't know why people give him this out of like, oh, well, he had a good game against the Steelers 3 weeks ago. Well, that's cool. He just lost to the Panthers at home and then couldn't put up 10 points on the Eagles at home. And granted, JJ McCarthy didn't play great. JJ McCarthy this week would have had a higher passer rating in both of his games than Jordan Love has had in the last 2 weeks. And I'm not trying to say Jordan Love is worse than JJ. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying you have to play better than a pseudo rookie is playing if you're a $220 million quarterback, especially against teams like the Panthers.
I think the Packers have backed themselves into a corner a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
They've used a lot of top draft picks on wide receivers that aren't being different.
And edge rushers.
Yep, and the edge rushers.
I mean, they have. Let's call it what it is. The Packers have not sold out bad, but they have sold out to go win the Super Bowl right now. They have said, we are a Micah Parsons away. We are going to go win the Super Bowl right now. And they don't have the team to do it. Point blank and simple. They don't have a team to do it.
I think they missed the playoffs.
I don't think Josh Jacobs
I'd have to look at the schedule for that, but
putting up the numbers they expected when did they trade for him or sign him?
Sign him. I mean, he's averaging, let's see, where's his averages at? He's averaging 3.8 yards a carry, 600 yards in 9 games, but he's got 11 touchdowns. I mean, that's good. But it is, so they have at New York, winnable game, Minnesota at home, winnable game, at Detroit, Chicago at home, winnable game, at Denver, at Chicago, Baltimore at home. I'm not giving them that win. And then at Minnesota, I'm not giving them that win. So there's only 3 more truly easy games on their schedule. And they have 5 wins right now. That's an 8-1 season. Now they could rattle off a 2 against Minnesota and get to 9-7-1. They could beat Baltimore, get to 10-6-1. But yeah, they're like a 10-win team max, and they sold out like we are Super Bowl ready. We are ready to be the 1 seed in the NFC, and I think they really screwed themselves over there.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else they want to add on the week before we end this episode and move on?
No, sir.
All right. Like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right.
Okay, I gotta run to the bathroom.